Uh, Hi everybody. This is Super Miner 64. Welcome back to the Super Miner 64 podcast show where we talk about trending topics in the plush community, gaming, and life itself. God, has it been a very, very long time since we've done an episode. Things just got in the way. I've been busy with a lot of stuff. Um, and, I've just been working on a lot of other stuff. I just haven't had the time to do these episodes. Uh, but yeah, today I have on someone. I've gotten many requests to have him on. Uh, and I have in fact, I have a set of questions for him that I'm gonna ask him. I have Rustic on with me.
Hello,
Say hello. Welcome to the show.
welcome.
Okay.
Thanks for the thing. It's been a pleasure.
Yes. So, like I just said, I have a set of questions for you. Um, by given to me by anonymous sources that both of us know. We both know these people, but they asked. I'm gonna keep them anonymous. Um, and this isn't one of the questions. Just how are you? Like, what have you been up to? You know?
Nothing much. I've been just waiting for college and all. It's gonna take years for me until my grandmother passes away.
Oh, all right. Um, that's yeah. So that's
I did just upload a new video, but I had to resort to Adobe Premiere Pro since my Sony Vegas stopped working, no longer works anymore. And that's a shame because I got for free and it cost a lot of money. And I got for free because there was a pirated version. I can't pirated versions anymore of Sony Vegas anymore, actually, on the computer.
right. I cracked Vegas years ago. I cracked Vegas and I also cracked Photoshop as well. I've been using them for years
Yeah.
because of that. Um so I guess I will
I'm trying
get
to get
yeah.
Adobe Premiere. Oh, Adobe Premiere Pro when I tried it out did not work, so I had to like get rid of that. I'm thinking about getting Premiere instead, since it's more easy to use than Adobe Premiere. I heard it's more
Right.
similar to. I heard it's more cheaper. It's very similar, but it's similar to Sony Vegas, but cheaper and more easier to use.
Right. Okay. So I guess we can get into the questions.
All right.
So for the first question, uh basically, uh there's this video on your channel that the anonymous
Yeah.
sources have seen. Uh and it's called Coca-Cola Beginning.
Yeah.
Can you explain like what that is or like the context behind
Yeah.
it?
Yeah, I made a video. Apparently, I was inspired by the video Egg and M Counterpart, which is a horror video. You know the video Egg and M Counterpart?
Uh no, but I can watch it afterwards.
Well, it's a very creepy video, but I wanted to make a parody of it by making the description look similar to that, but more funnier. And decided to use apparently the audio I used was the audio I since I didn't have any. This was my very first video. I had to resort to using two phones for this. I had used the one phone for recording and my older phone for and one of my other phones for using the audio, which was the audio I used on YouTube was duck.exe has stopped working by
Yeah.
anonymous something.
Yeah. Um that's cool. Uh it's gained a lot of interest in our friend group,
Yeah,
so because it is kind of funny. Uh,
yeah.
okay. Um,
However, the one of my other videos I upload later on, however, I upload a video later on my channel that was made even before that one.
what I should have asked before is what do you do? Like, what do you do online? You know, like,
Oh,
do you make content? Like, what do you do?
well, I do make content, but I'm also lazy. I suffer from laziness as well. So I barely all I just do is my phone.
Right.
But that, but if I were to go on my phone, I use my phone to watch YouTube videos and occasionally go on the Discord or use my Samsung or use apps to work on my franchise for the distant future. Like
Interesting.
Samsung, I use the one I use is Samsung Notes.
Right.
And I also make and I also post stuff on DeviantArt.
Yeah, okay. You said something about an upcoming franchise in the future. Can you explain,
Yeah,
like, what
it's
that is?
it's called Rustic. It involves a Robloxian god, the true god of justice named Rustic the Robloxian. Apparently, I made a full bio of him on my DeviantArt page,
Okay.
along with the picture of him. He lives with this he lives with this he apparently lives his life trying to stop the evil Lord Zas.
Interesting.
Also, he's not the although as of at the to go on when I start my franchise, I'll tell everyone that goes on by and reveal some very secrets about it. So yeah, there is lore in this franchise. There is
Interesting.
lore actually.
Can you explain the lore?
Well, it's hard to explain, but let me get to my Samsung notes. I don't want to spoil, although the lore might spoil the lore might spoil some things, so I can't reveal it just yet.
Okay. Just
It might.
just explain what you got, you know?
Okay, the Rustic Intro. On March 20th, 2005, every franchise and series that ever existed had their series finales all at the same day, Omniverse time, with every villain known to be defeated. A day later, a Robloxian named Rustic, who would find out to be the true god of justice, discovered the Omniverse by accident after he and his family were isolated in their home since the beginning of time. At first, things didn't start off well, but as time goes by, things got better and better. Lord Zasp, the leader of all the villains in the Omniverse, decided to prepare himself so that he wouldn't make a single mistake like all the other villains in the Omniverse did. While everyone in their own archverse had defeated their own villain can defeat their own villains, they can't defeat Lord Zasp because his technology ran Dark Zaspinum, and was also made of it too. The only one who can stop Lord Zasp is Rustic, who we first discovered and confronted in 2006 on a pre-civilized planet. He enslaved an anime archverse for a year since 2005 or 2005, where he brutally killed almost 100% of its population of 7 billion, leaving only less than 1,000 humans left, and making not only the human species endangered there, but even in all of the organic life were left endangered or extinct. On top of that, he polluted and contaminated 25% of the plant's air, 50% of its land, and 75% of its water. Thankfully, in the end, Rustic defeated Lord Alba and restored the entire plant's population and restored it back to modern day status. Time passes after Lord Zas was defeated a third time and decided to take better action and get to work. He brought back, revived, and resurrected villains from around the Omniverse and created the Omni Villain Legion. He then began the big plans and attacks on January 1st, 2008. At first, things were going according to plan to him, like things like unleashing weird Megans throughout different archverses, energy, magic, and life bars being stolen, and much more. Until Rustic then used an ultimate power that would completely wipe out and petrify the entire Omniverse Omni Villain Legion and destroy Lord Zast's Albatross ship, costing Rustic all of his powers except for his Berserk mode, Force Field, and Retrocognition. Lord Zast, however, survived and used a device called the God device to teleport the petrified statues of the Yonder Villain Legion to his hideout in hopes of bringing them back. A day later, on March 22nd, 2008, in early mornings from 12 o'clock a.m. to 5 o'clock a.m., Lord Zast used the God device to teleport every living being in the universe to cells in his hideout. But how is he able to fit every living being in the entire universe into the cells of his hideout? Well, that's because the cells, including his hideout and everything he makes, are made out of dark zaspinum, which has the ability to defy all laws of space, gravity, logic, time, physics, energy, matter, and just about everything. Meaning that the cells can fit literally everything and anything and an unlimited and infinite number and an amount of things. The only living things that didn't get teleported into those cells in Lord Zast's hideout were Rustic and his family, everyone who was in heaven and hell, and you, the player, the Christian God, and the Christian God, and the Christian God, who is also the true God, the structure of everything. And everyone in the Archverse, and everyone in the Archverse at the center of the real human universe, which also were not teleported either, which is where you, the player, lives in. The reason why, because you, the player, Archverse, including heaven and hell, are both protected, including heaven and hell, are both protected and surrounded by a rainbow, are protected by and surrounded by a rainbow barrier and force field created by the Christian God, who is who is also the true god, the structure of everything. After Lord Zast's plan was successful, Rustic and his brothers, Dave and Albie Jr., and their sister Gal, along with their mom named Rose, and their dad named Roderick, wake up to feel that everyone in the Omniverse had gone missing. So Rustic, Dave, Albie Jr., and Gal head off for their biggest adventure yet. But first, they will need some training from their father first. And that's about it. That's all I wrote. But I plan to change it. I think it's been a while since I rechanged this. I should have changed a bit more in this because I thought of new things for this, but it's been a while since I last wrote in this. So that's about it for it, really.
Damn. Okay. Um. So you mentioned something about you kept bringing up the player. Like, is this gonna be some sort of game? Like,
The
what is
player
this?
is us. The player is all of us. All of us. We are all players.
Oh, is it like, is it a game?
Yes, it is a game. Well. Only like the 12, only like 13 of the 15 installments will be games, with two of them being shows.
There's 15 installments.
Yeah, there's 15 installments. Let me go through all of them.
Okay.
Let me go through the genres of every installment.
Okay.
Let me just look for it first. Okay, folders. Rustic genres, yes. The first and third installment of Rustic will be a 2D platformers. The fourth installment will be a roguelike RPG, which is and it will be a mixture of the Mario and Luigi games by Alpha Dream and Deltarune and Undertale. The fifth installment of Rustic will be a 3D platformer, and will be the first Rustic installment, and so on, to be 3D. And starting from the fifth installment to the 15th installment, all installments will be in 3D.
Okay. Okay.
The sixth installment will be a 3D survival horror like Amnesia. The seventh installment will be a 3D platformer. The eighth installment will be an open world with about almost 40 open worlds to go through from other franchises. The ninth installment will be a 2.5D platform like Little Big Planet. The 10th installment will be a 3D action adventure platform like Mario, and will be like Mario Odyssey.
Okay.
The 11th installment will be a 3D beat 'em up like Senran Kagura. The 12th installment, the first two will be just a show, but there will be one game in the 12th installment though. That is a prequel to the first installment. The first two seasons will be hentai, and the final season will be hentai, and the first two OVAs will be hentai. Then the third season, fourth season, fifth season, and sixth season will be a Netflix prequel series. They will not be hentai though. They will not be hentai though,
Okay.
and they take place before, and seasons 3, 4, and 5 take place in the 3 years before, from 2005 to 2008, which is because it's a prequel series. Uh, the season OVAs 3 to 4 will be prequel action adventure. The 12th there will be after the last thing to be in the 12th installment will be a theatrical movie. That is apparent. And 13th installment will be a 3D beat 'em up adventure. Don't know what it will be like, but okay then. I do know the story throughout all of it. The 14th installment, seasons 1 to 2, will be a Netflix series or a streaming. May not may doesn't have to be, all these don't have to be Netflix series, but they can be streaming series. And the final season will be a horror hentai, and it's also it's also my most controversial work. The final season of the 14th installment will be my most controversial work because it's not only a horror hentai, but it's also guru, which is a mixture of gore and porn. And the final installment, the Rustic 15 installment, will be a survival platform. But it's not endless though, and that's about all the genres. The main point of the entire Rustic franchise is to be an extremely large crossover, like MCU, Kingdom Hearts, or Smash Bros. But with even more franchises than all those combined.
Right.
From cartoons to animes.
What?
And
What are they?
and the seventh installment will also have, hold on. The seventh installment will be my best one, with having the cast of almost 700 characters, and with about almost 2,000 with almost about 2,000 with over having over 2,500 characters to collect, like spirits from like just like collecting spirits from Smash Bros. Ultimate.
Yeah. What what do you mean by over 700 characters?
There will be a cast. Well, there will be a cast, a voice casting of over 700 characters, because they are from several because they are from franchises because they are from other franchises. These franchises include like hold on, let me just get the like shows like Adventure Time, Amphibia, Dragon Ball, Fairy Tail, Family Guy, Freedom Planet, Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood, Gravity Falls, Inuyasha, Kill La Kill, Mao Mao, Heroes of Pure Heart, My Hero Academia, My Little Pony Friendship Magic, OKKO, Pantene Starting with Gardabout, Rick and Morty, Sailor Moon, Samurai Jack, Sonic the Hedgehog, SpongeBob SquarePants, Star Wars versus the Force of Evil, Steven Universe, Teen Titans and Teen Titans Go, The Owl House, The Simpsons, and Villainous.
Wow. Okay. That's cool.
Those are the
Um,
franchises that appear. I think those are the franchises that appear the most.
are there
Those are the
other
franchises that.
franchises?
Well, I do have a picture of a list, but that's pretty much all of my think. Let me just get to the DeviantArt page.
Okay.
I have an image in my. Oh wait, I have an image picture in my album 4.
Okay.
Let me just look for it. Oh wait, I thought I have it downloaded. Okay, let me just look for it through DeviantArt instead. Okay, let me just look for DeviantArt instead. Okay. Yeah. It'll I said Steven Universe, right?
I think so.
And I did say Inuyasha. Okay, the series. Well, let me repeat this again. It'll have series like Steven Universe, The Simpsons, Teen Titans, Inuyasha, Family Guy, Teen Titans Go, Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood, Kill La Kill, Adventure Time, My Little Pony Princess Magic, Amphibia, Gravity Falls, Dragon Ball Z, Freedom Planet, Rick and Morty, My Hero Academia, Samurai Jack, Fairy Tail, Pantene Song Garderbell, OKKO, Mao, Heroes of Pure Heart, Sailor Moon, Sonic the Hedgehog, SpongeBob SquarePants, Star Wars: The Forces of Evil, The Owl House, and Wander Over Yonder.
Right.
There
Um,
we go.
are there any other franchises in that?
No, those are the franchises that appear the most in the entire. Those are the franchises that appear the most, actually.
Right. Uh, use so like are there other franchises that won't show up as
Yeah,
much?
of course. Well, not that much, but they will, but not as much. But there are many franchises that appear in this that also appear in this crossover, but not as much as the ones I previously mentioned.
Okay.
And I
Um,
have them all, and I have all the characters from those franchises, which consists of almost over 2,500 characters.
2,500 characters.
Oh, over 2,500 characters.
Oh, so
Over
there's more than that.
2,500 characters. Yes, yeah, those are characters from different other franchises that include both, that include both the that include just not just the franchises that appear the most, but other franchises that I haven't talked about yet. That I haven't talked about, and it might be showing up in the 7th installment.
Right. Um, so can you like how did you like come up with all of this? Or
I
like a
can't.
better question is how like when did you start this? Or
Well, I
like when did
started
you
like
start planning for this?
well, I think I started playing for this in like 2012, 20, either 2010 or 2011 or 2012, either from 2010 to 2012.
Right.
That's when because after all, 2010 was the year I first discovered Roblox, and back then before Rustic, I used Mario. I would use Mario for my franchise. I would use Super Mario for my franchise, but then on this one day on 2010, mid 2010, early mid 2010, I my laptop had a lot of pop-ups and stuff, and then one pop-up caught my eye, and it was called Roblox. At first, when I saw the trailer for it on the website, I looked uninterested until it said that you can blow stuff up, and that got me pumped. So I made an account for it. The account I made no longer exists, but I do have an account on Roblox before that called Chris Penguin. But the first true account had got to be Rustic ABCD. I didn't come up with the name Rustic ABCD or Rustic, but my mom did. At first, I thought Rustic ABCD was a stupid name, but it caught on and became the name I use for literally every single one of my accounts.
Okay. Okay. Um.
Rustic ABC will, and well, I'm not done yet. And during the time, when I at first Rustic, I made Rustic, made my main character design based on my first Roblox character, on my Roblox character from my old account that no longer exists, from
Right.
and gave him his name as well, and use that name for the name of the character as well, but shorten it to Rustic. Yeah, ever since I thought that character design looked nice, it gave me an idea to use him instead of Super Mario. I instead used him, that main character of mine, instead of Super Mario.
Okay. Yeah. Um.
And in case you're wondering, I made a soundtrack playlist for all 15 installments. They are songs from other franchises actually, but I could use original music if I want to though.
Can you like compose music? Like, do you know how to do that?
I don't know how to do that. I do have FL Studio, but I have the free version.
Oh.
I didn't.
Okay.
It's not this FL Studio is not pirated like my Sony Vegas was. I got
Right.
free download off the official FL Studio website.
You could
But,
probably
but
crack it if you wanted to. I mean, I'm sure there's
I
a
don't know
way
how.
to.
I don't know how actually.
There's
I
like
don't think.
so much YouTube tutorials on it. Like you can
Yeah,
crack
but
like almost every big software out there.
I can't really. I did try cracking down Adobe Illustrator, but I couldn't find any power. They didn't work. They didn't work when I looked at the tutorials. They didn't work at all. When I
Oh,
tried to crack down Illustrator on the big computer,
all right,
which is why I had to pay for Adobe Illustrator and Photoshop.
right. Um, let's see. What other questions do we have? Uh, suppose we already talked about the Omniverse and all that. Oh wait,
Yeah.
did you? That was like the entire like you explained the Omniverse, right?
Well, kind of. Yeah, I did. But there's more to the Omniverse. There are like 6 Genoverses that make up an Omniverse.
What
Let me
are
read
the
it out.
Yeah, what are the genoverses?
Well, the real human genoverse consists. Well, there are 6 Genoverses that make up an omniverse. They're like pizza. They're like pie slices. There's like six. The real human genoverse, the unreal human genoverse, the anime genoverse, the anthropomorphic animals and inanimate objects genoverse, the pony genoverse, and the block genoverse. Let me just read this out on my DeviantArt page. The
Okay.
real human genoverse, which is the North Genoverse, which is the Northern universe, consists of every live action stuff like Game of Thrones, Walking Dead, The Witcher, Uncharted, God of War, Assassin's Creed, and more. It is the North Universe. The central dot in the real human universe refers to the archverse you lived in, called IRL or in real life. The anime universe consists of all the anime and Asian cartoons ever known. It is the Northeast universe. The Unreal Human universe consists of all the worldwide non-Asian cartoons ever known, like what you see on Cartoon Network, Nickelodeon, and/or Disney. It is the Northwest universe. The Pony universe consists of My Little Pony generations 1, 2, 3, and 4, and all the generations of My Little Pony. My Little Pony Friendship's Magic is in the center of the Pony universe and is the largest part of the Pony universe. It is the Southwest universe. The central dot in the Pony universe is the central dot in the Pony universe is the main archverse of the Mile Point Friendship Magic. The anthropomorphic animals and inanimate objects universe consists of all the Mickey Mouse cartoons, all the Looney Tunes cartoons, all stuff made by Disney, Nickelodeon, Cartoon Networks that consists of anthropomorphic animals and inanimate objects. The Amazing World of Gumball, Sonic the Hedgehog, Freedom Play, and everything ever known that ever consisted of anthropomorphic animals and inanimate objects. It is the Southeast universe. The Block universe consists of Roblox, Minecraft, Lego, and everything that is blocky. Roblox is the central part of the Block universe. Is the South universe. The center dot in the Block universe is the archverse where Rustic ABC the Robloxian lives, or my main character. I should say.
Right. Yeah, that's cool. Um so obviously you have all this going for you and that's cool.
Yeah.
Um but like when do you think like when are you planning on actually like going into fruition with all of this?
Probably after I finish college, but I haven't even started college, and it might take years till I even start college before my grandmother passes away. once my grandmother passes away, I can finally get that money to get into the college that my mom wants me to go into for this stuff. It's a college for autistic kids called Non-Pro Institute, and I might need and I need because I need some helping aid and stuff. Once I finish the college, I can finally get into the game. I can probably finally get into making the franchise. Or although I believe it might take a decade so until I get into the franchise starting, but I'll make a Kickstarter. But I will make a Kickstarter for an Indiegogo since every installment will be a crossover. I'm gonna have to make a Kickstarter, Indiegogo, GoFundMe, and Patreon for every installment.
Right. Yeah. Um. Okay. So let's see what other questions. Uh, what were like? I don't know. What have you really done on YouTube? Like,
Well,
what content have you made on YouTube?
I've made like content, certain types of content, like meme videos and other types of music making videos and stuff, mashups of music, kind of. It's kind of hard to make that stuff actually.
Right.
And my most favorite series of and my most favorite series of content I make on my YouTube channel is my series called Me's versus the World of Light, or my Me Super Smash Bros. Ultimate Me Fail Battle series, which was canceled after one episode because of how hard it was. But I plan to return to Me's the World versus the World of Lights if I get the stuff I need from Area 89.
What is Area 89?
He makes clips of certain franchises. He makes clips of cartoons like Sponge. He makes clips of from other cartoons like SpongeBob.
Oh, that's cool. Um, ooh, that leads me into my next question. So, you did a trailer a while ago called, it was called, let me pull it up. There we go. It's called Rustic's Metopia trailer. What is
Yeah.
Rustic's Metopia? What is that?
Oh, it involves my playthrough of Metopia, but there will be some edits and stuff I might even I'll even use a 15 15 AI.
Yes.
I'll use that to my advantage for some of the dialogue and some of the characters like SpongeBob and Twilight Sparkle in this.
Right.
I can use that into my Rustic Metopia series once I get the game. Once I get the game and have the right materials for making the series. It'll be the series will be each episode will be an hour long due to how long the game is.
Oh, okay. How long? How many parts do you think would be there? Like, how many parts do you think it would take for you to get through the
How
game?
many parts? How many parts?
Yeah.
How many parts? I don't know actually. I don't know really.
Oh,
Same goes for how much I don't know how many episodes it'll take for my Mies versus the World Light series though.
right. Have you played through Metopia? It's a good game. I've played through it
I
several
I never
times.
I never got to play through it because my 3DS broke. When I had my 3DS, it broke. It actually broke because my puppy our dog named Tangy. She was a puppy when this happened, and when she tripped me over and I broke my 3DS in half. Thankfully, both
Oh,
screens still work, but nowadays they're very dark.
that sucks.
So this happened about almost less than half a year before Utopia even came out on the 3DS. So I
Right.
never got to play. And when and on my and I was pretty much shocked to see Utopia was come to the Switch, and my reaction to the direct on February. Yes, I made a direct to the February 17th direct. I make a reaction ever since 2019 February, February 2019 direct, which introduced Super Mario Maker 2. I've been making reactions to the Nintendo Directs and stuff, and the Super Smash Bros. Ultimate presentation videos.
Yeah, that's cool.
So if you saw my reaction to Metopia on on February 17th, 2021, you would see how happy I was to see it. It's on YouTube, by the way.
Right. Um. Okay. So next question. Um, how can you explain how you sort of how you met people like Daddy Man Thick Boy and Boglob and One Up the Shroom and all that?
Well, everyone nowadays, everyone I met them on the Defoppalizer server. I met them on the Defoppalizer server.
Right.
That's how I met the people I know now, though.
That's cool. Okay. What do you like? What are your favorite games? I don't know. That's another question. That's on the
I have
list.
I actually have no idea really.
Really?
Yeah, I have no idea, but I have no idea actually.
Do you have games that you like?
Well, yeah, like yeah, kind of, but I'm not sure which one to choose from. It's hard to choose actually.
That's understandable. That's understandable. Um, yeah. Um, what has there any been uh has there ever been like any challenges to coming up with like the Rustic like franchise and all that? Like have
Any
you ever come
challenges?
to like any issues with it?
Well, the challenges won't be until I start in fruition, which is trying to pay for the licensing for all those franchises though. Like
Yeah.
especially Disney, Viacom, and Warner. They're the biggest ones and the anime studios. Those might be the hardest ones actually. The big anime studios. They might be the hard ones because they could have some limitations in, or might not let me unless I convince them hard enough.
Right, cuz it's especially cuz you said like it was like 700 characters, right? And like
Yeah,
there's a lot of
700.
franchises that you listed. That's
Well,
going to take a
well,
little bit
well,
to
a
like
cast of 700, a voice cast of 700 characters. Well, a voice cast of almost 700 characters from those franchises I just listed. Yes.
right. Like that's like a lot of franchises that you've listed. That's going to be like a lot of like a lot of licensing fees, like a lot of like especially since when it comes to like stuff like Disney, right? They're a
Yeah.
very big, very large multimedia company. Like it's like it'd be pretty hefty if they had a price tag on how much like they'd let you use the characters or something like that.
Yeah.
I don't know how it
It
works,
could.
but I'm just assuming.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, yeah, but it's good. I'm
Yeah.
just trying to. Ooh, okay. Uh,
Although there, although there are like in the seventh installment, there are like about over 2,500 characters to collect. In the rustics in the seventh installment, the rustic. Supposedly, it'll be like collecting spirits in Smash Bros, but as a platform rather than a fighting game.
right. Is there are there any? Because I know Rustic is an original character, right? Or like he's from Roblox or
Yeah.
whatever. Is there
Yeah.
any
Yeah.
other? Is there any other like original characters in there?
Yeah, Rustic's family, as well as boss fights, which major specific. Actually, Albie Jr. is actually an inspiration to this one character called Dan. Not Dan versus, but a web series character named Dan. I don't know. I have a picture of him in my phone, but I know what he looked like, but I can't find the series of Dan anywhere. Actually, and again, it's not Dan versus. It's not Dan versus, but Dan versus will appear in the prequel series though.
What's
And will have his own arc
what's
apparently.
what's the prequel series?
Oh, it takes place between the between when Rustic discovered the Omniverse and right before and the day before. It takes place between the day Rustic discovered the Omniverse and the day before the first installment of Rustic.
Would this be like when would you make this in between? Like, would you make this before the start of like the Rustic franchise, like in the
Yeah,
middle, at the end?
yeah. It takes place before the start. It takes place before the start of Rustic.
Right, I know it
It
takes
takes place.
place before there, but like when would you make the prequel series?
I'd make it in the 12th installment after I finish the two hentai seasons
Hmm.
and the two OVA hentais actually.
Right. Um. That's cool. I th-
And the season after that will take place during the hentai season and will involve Rustic's son, and will involve Rustic's son in the Pony Geneverse. Thankfully, this season's not hentai is not a hentai either, even though it takes place during the hentai season of Rustic or the first hentai season of Rustic. But this season is not a hentai that Rustic's son will be taking the place in, and he is about 5 years old in this series in
right.
this season.
That's cool. Um,
In,
I
in 20, it takes place in 2017. The season takes place in 2017. Actually, the season involving Rustic Sun takes place in like the year of 2017.
yeah. Um, and I don't. I'm gonna ask this question. What
Yeah.
what are the hentai series? Like what are those plans? Like what is that? I don't I don't know.
To me, it will be like it will be like my downfall of the series. To me, it will be like the start of my downfall of my series. Like like how Phantom Menace was the downfall of Stars, or how Sonic 06 was the downfall of Sonic.
Right.
This season will be kind of like the downfall actually, but I I don't know how to fix it though. But because Darks, because I get these from across the universe. I get these. We all get our ideas of our own franchise from this guy named Darks, and as well as Rick Sanchez freaking Moore in the year of 2030,
Okay.
back around time, back from every timeline, like start ranging from thousands of years ago to like the to like so on.
Right. Um like what is like I'm trying to think cuz you said about like cuz there's like 2D platformers, 3D platformers, it's like a gory hentai thing. Like there's a lot.
Yeah, the gory hentai will be in like the third will be in the second to last installment. The second and last it will be in the 14th installment, which the 14th installment takes place before the last installment of Rustic. Actually, the 15th, which the last installment is the 15th installment, which won't be that way, but it will be. But the 15th installment will be like the ending of Rustic. We'll have like the ending of Rustic in like the year 2030,
Okay.
and thousands years, and take place and thousands of years later. But
So
I actually made like an entire timeline of the entire Rustic franchise, starting from the beginning of time to like the year to like the 31st century,
right.
like
Um
3,000, like year 3000.
yeah. Is there
But
yeah.
but the Rustic franchise really ends in like the year 2030 actually. That's
Okay.
where it truly ends. That's where it ends, like the year 2030, and
Is
the epilogue will be in like the year of 3000 or 31st century.
right.
Also, and the gory hentai will be in like the final season of the 14th installment that will take place before the 15th installment, which the 15th installment is like the last installment, like I said.
Right. Um is there what is like if you ended up actually doing all this, right? All of this
Yeah,
like
yeah.
happened through like just
Luck.
in a scenario where you got everything to happen, you've released everything in this. How
Yeah.
how long of like a time span would it be from the first entry and the last entry?
I don't really know. It might take many decades actually, if I say so to myself. Actually, although I think the first few installments might take like 2 years, but might take 2 years each for each of the first few installments actually. That because I have everything because I have everything planned actually for all of it.
Okay. Okay. Um is there like are you planning on doing like do you have any plans on doing anything after the final installment? Like do you want to do like a sequel
Well,
series like Star Wars or something like that?
well, not really. I'd be an old man. I'd be an old man by the time it would all be finished. If the 15th installment would finish, if the 15th installment would be finished, I'd be an old man actually.
Right. Like would you like pass on the legacy or like would
I
you just let it die off or
I
like
I I, I would make a fighting game. I would make a fighting game actually, or and a party game like Mario Party, or a fighting game like Smash Bros. Ultimate. But
right. Yeah, that's cool. I think with I think with all of this like there's definitely a lot to like think about uh because obviously there's such like a huge like the Omniverse is this huge thing. the entire franchise is big. There's no issues with that. I don't have an issue with that at all. It's just a lot, you know.
Yeah,
And that's cool. That's cool that you have everything planned out like that. Obviously, God knows I could do anything like that.
yeah. And the second and third installment of Rustic, the second installment called Rustic Cloaky Cloaky Panic, which is a parody reference of Doki Doki Panic, which is actually the sequel to Mario Bros. 2 for the U.S. Apparently, the second in the second installment, the second boss will be based on some comic characters I saw. The second boss will have three characters to fight, based on some comic characters I saw. And the sixth installment, I mean, not the sixth installment, I meant the sixth boss. The sixth boss of the second installment will consist of three. Will also consist of another three characters from an animation I saw by Fred Perry called "You Are a Pirate," which is an anim which the song is from Lazy Town, by the way.
Okay.
Apparently, those characters will be made to Robloxians. Actually, those characters will be made from humans to Robloxians in that because they're inspirations actually. So I have some of the boss characters will be inspirations actually, will be inspirations as well as the one of the leaders of New Train Haddon of
Right.
Neo Train Haddon in the third installment. That one the boss the 5 6 the boss who will be in the character who will be as the fifth boss, the sixth boss, and seventh boss in this third installment has a wife who is an inspiration to this one character from this one Switch game called Tribal Hunters, but will be made into a Robloxian human, a Robloxian
Right.
as his wife, and and uh and will be the second and third boss, and will be the fourth and third boss, the third and fourth boss. The second boss will be based will be also will be is the characters for the second and for the third for the second boss will be based on the the people you battle against, the two characters you battle against in Friday Night Funkin', which is I think was like, what was her name? Hold on, let me check. Uh, Rov and Sarvente. They'll be as Robloxian human. They'll also be made into as inspiration as Robloxians for the second boss of Rustic, of the third installment of Rustic.
Right.
So there will be some inspirations between characters as some inspirations will be made as the characters for as Roblox will be made as Robloxians.
Right.
Some characters from original web series and stuff that are not official actually, or big or company like.
Okay. Okay. Um what are the Robloxians? You know, like are they just like people just like going around?
Robloxians are based off of Roblox, but I plan to make. I have come up with a redesign for the male Roblox. I made the male Roblox more taller and skinnier. Made them more taller and skinnier. Not tall as a human, but slightly taller, but and slightly skinnier and slightly taller.
Right.
Apparently, the Robloxian size is like 3 feet. The Robloxian size is like 3 feet long, 3 feet tall. I can't really. I have been trying to make a female Robloxian, but I can't. It's hard to make because I'm trying to make them a bit more curvier and more and have more and have make them look more. You know, I'm trying to make them. I'm also trying to make them have them look a bit more curvier and nothing like a Robloxian. But they're
Right.
very hard to make. I could. I have found a conclusion. I could base the female Robloxian off the girlfriend's body type, the body type from Friday Night Funkin'. I could base it off that the female Robloxian character template as the base it off on the girlfriend from Friday Night Funkin'. Yes,
Okay.
and that's what I could come up with. But not the but I changed the head though. I changed the head.
Okay. Yeah. That's cool. Um so ooh. Okay. I have another question. Uh
Yeah,
where did you how did you get your icon? Like what
my
was
icon,
yeah.
my Roblox, my R icon.
Yes.
I made like a Roblox a font similar to the Roblox font, to the original Roblox font, in like middle school, and I've been keeping it since middle school, like 7th or 8th grade. I made like my own font, and like I drew like my own font that consists of all the letters, both capitalized and lowercase, and numbers back in like middle school, in like mid or late middle school, and I've been keeping it to this day. It's not supposed to look exactly like the original Roblox font, but it's supposed to look similar to the original Roblox font. And the Robloxian character and the Robloxians, well, there is a story or lore on how how Robloxians all went how all the Robloxians in the Block universe all went extinct. How they all went extinct like back during the beginning of time. How they apparently during the beginning of time, all the entire Robloxian species went extinct, and the last remaining and the last remaining Robloxians live on one planet.
Right.
And a plant called Roxiola, which is the plant they all live on. But apparently these are the remaining Roblox. Apparently from an island, a plant that was created during the disappearance of all the Robloxians. Apparently, what happened during the disappearance was while all the Robloxians went extinct in the Block universe, the last remaining Robloxians were on this island the size of Florida. The island was lifted out of this plant called Roxial, and moved on to the Earth's the opposite side of the same or of their own sun called the atomics of their own star called the atomic sun, where 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 the plant would create where the island would turn to its own planet called Roxiola, and that's where all the remaining Robloxians live on one planet on one island.
Okay. Okay. Well,
And this
yeah.
and this plant called Roxiola has two moons. Trumfarfro, which is like a terraformed planet, of terraformed moon, and the second moon was called Mototh, which is like the moon, which is like our moon but smaller.
Right. Okay. Um so I believe that is all the time we have. Uh
Yeah.
do you have anything to plug for us? Like
Well,
I'll link them all in the description.
if you're wondering what my channel is on YouTube, it's called Rustic ABCD. That's You can check it out on my YouTube. You can check it out on YouTube. I also have a DeviantArt page called Rustic ABCD, and I think that's the one place I would like you to see check my content on
Oh,
for all your fans,
right.
your awesome fans.
Yeah. Do you have anything else like a Twitter or something like that?
Yeah, I have a Twitter.
Okay.
And a Facebook and a Facebook and a Facebook. They go by the same name. I also have a Twitter and Facebook. They also go by the same name, Rustic ABCD. And I also have a Reddit and an Instagram, which also go by the same name, Rustic ABCD.
Okay. All right. So, I'm going to try and plug everything in under a minute.
All right.
So,
All right.
here we go. So, I have a Twitter at SillyJacko64. My Instagram is official_superminer. Obviously, if you're listening to this on like Spotify or something like that, my YouTube channel is Superminer64. Please, God, check it out. Thank you all for 500 subs, by the way. Thank you. And if you're watching this on YouTube, then go check it out on Spotify. This is streaming on all podcast platforms. The intro theme is done by my friend Zach Luganbell. Yeah, new mildly intelligent video coming soon. New Super Mario 64 video coming out soon. 500 sub special is probably gonna be out next. So yeah, thank you guys. See you guys later. Bye.